Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. I have a special surprise for you guys. I've been promising you since we moved into this new house a few weeks ago that I would show you the real reason why we moved here. One of the deciding factors or features of this house, other than the wood stoves, that was a primary one, but this was the real reason. This was the big one that pushed us over the edge to sell the farm, sell the 25 acres, consolidate and get rid of a lot of animals and other things and move to a smaller piece of property out here in the woods. And so we moved from 25 acres to a 5-acre wooded parcel up on a hill with a little bit more house. And so here's one of the reasons why I'll show you guys why we truly moved to this house. So just when you open the front door and look inside, you walk right into this kind of entryway here, this foyer, and then from here you step out into what we're calling the family room area. This little area down here that is has its own little gas fireplace and nice big windows, and there you can see outside our goats and duck and chickens are all right around the corner out there. The little chicken village is right around the corner, and then there's the little goat house and their pasture. But right over here to the right, we have kind of the real reason why we moved in here. This atrium, it needs some repair, it needs some updates. There's some things that need to be done, but this is needs some shades and other things fixed. But look at all these windows, all south-facing windows. And so the foyer kind of comes right out to the edge here, and you can look down. We've got the deck right on the outside, and there's the sad little clementine tree that we moved from the old house. It may recover, it may die. I'm not sure. That was transplanted and then shocked from a cold temperature to a warm temperature, so we'll see what happens with that. And we actually, this atrium here has enough room for our patio furniture to stay inside during the winter months. And so this house is like a passive solar house, and I'm going to do a full tour of all the different ways that this house was designed specifically to be heated in the winter through passive solar and other things. But this is one of those ways. And so it has these huge south-facing windows here that we can grow all year round in this atrium. And so I'll show you some of the plans, and we'll talk a little bit about what the plans are for this area. And over the next few weeks, we'll be making this kind of come to reality of gardening in here. So through the door here, here's our clementine tree, and through the door here you can see one of our wood stoves running, keeping it nice and warm in here on a cold day. It's about 30 degrees outside. And as soon as the sun comes out, as soon as these clouds pass and the sun shines in here, this room heats up to 70 degrees just in a matter of minutes. And it actually adds a lot of heat to the house just with all these south-facing windows. But it's got this cool little spot right out here that is kind of a little notch out with all these nice tall windows. And this was going to allow us to actually garden. In just this space alone, we can grow a ton of food. We're going to be using our green stock garden towers and putting those right in here. There's actually a drain in the floor that drains outside, so I can there's tubing with those garden stock towers. I can lead to that drain so we can water them from the top, and any extra water will drain out the drain. There's actually a hose spigot built right in to this area, so we can water everything with a hose. There's outlets in here if we want to do hydroponics or aquaponics and run pumps or anything like that. There's several of these outlets and switches and other things that we can use to kind of garden. Yeah, there's a switch right into there that Summer just opened up for us. And I'm assuming that controls these outlets. I haven't actually tested it yet. And then we also have all this space in here, along these back walls. We've got a little mini aquaponic system in here already that haven't planted anything in yet, but we've been running that for a while, cycling it through and getting that ready. It's got some fish in it. And we'll be able to plant more trees out here. We can put pots out here. We could vine things up the walls with cables. We could actually hang, a cable from, say, this pillar across to this pillar and have grapevines and other things growing in here. Right up top there is our kitchen. That's the kitchen sinks right on the other side of that. And there's actually hooks up there. You can hang some hanging plants. and other things that can actually flow over the edge of this window and grow out here along the walls. And so we plan to utilize as much of the space in here with, getting more of these pots and other things. And the dog found the cat. Oh, you want to join in too? They're all going to chase the cats. There is some maintenance to do with windows like this. Obviously, some of these need to be cleaned, and some of these I think actually have broken seals where it looks like we're getting some moisture in between the double panes, and so some of these may have to be replaced eventually. I'm assuming they're not going to be cheap, so we'll have to figure out how we'll do that. But this area is going to be huge for our growing season, extending our growing season, and just growing year round in here with all kinds of tropical type plants and trees. And so that will be the plan for us in here. So now you know the real reason we moved in here. So many people had talked about, are you Remy? A lot of people have asked, are you giving up on homesteading and gardening and farming? Are you not going to do anything? Well, we actually can do a lot more here, even in the greenhouse. All the money that I spent in time, with the wood burning heater and the grow tunnel and all that stuff in the heated greenhouse, trying to grow this tree and other things, pepper plants and lettuces and carrots and all that stuff year round. We can do that here now, right in our house. And that was one of the huge deciding factors for this. We can garden and grow so much. As the years go on, we're going to be setting this up with more grow systems and maybe little hydroponic systems. And, we can do all kinds of things. We're going to play around with different things over the years. And so that should be exciting. It's exciting for me. I'm just totally pumped to do this. And I'm excited to order some lemon trees and some avocado trees and some other stuff like that. I'm going to order some more coffee tree seeds from My Gardener and see if I can get a coffee tree started like he did. Luke over there at My Gardener, he's got a big coffee tree that he actually grew and roasted his own coffee beans from, and so I'd love to be able to do that. And then obviously just growing your regular stuff. So in our garden stock towers, our green stock towers, we're going to get lettuce and carrots and radishes and kales and beans and all that kind of stuff growing in here, and we can just keep cycling that stuff through all year round. And so it's going to be an awesome time, an awesome place for us to grow throughout the winter months here in Michigan, which is a challenge. So out here on the deck, I'll give you kind of a sneak peek of some of the yard. Most of the yard is wooded, so you can see all the trees here. This is going to be very shaded in the summertime, which is an advantage for this atrium behind me here. This atrium here gets a ton of sun in the wintertime because all the leaves are off the trees on the south side here, but in the summertime all these will have leaves on them, which actually shades the house and all these big windows, and so you actually don't get as much heat in the house when you don't want it. And so that's pretty nice. It's set up really well here. And so we do have lots of area over here. This is kind of the west side of the house. There's a pond down there where I could actually use that for irrigation, pumping up water from the pond, and possibly setting up some garden areas or even a little greenhouse or all kinds of different things we can set up over here in this kind of flat area that's out in the sun. Now some of that I can't use because I believe our septic field is in there, but I know that I'm going to find out where that exactly is, and we'll use these areas down here, up on the hills, and then the areas way out there and even beyond that to set up gardens and grow towers and all kinds of other things out there. Will you be quiet, you ratty old cat? And then kind of looking up the hill the other way here, that's again where the goats are, up in this pasture there at the top of the hill. We've got lots of area down here for firewood and all kinds of other things. We use the forest for the resources that are there. We can plant a lot of apple trees, up and down these hills and all along this landscaping in here and stuff that gets partial shade, and then apple trees, down there as well. And so we'll be able to do orchards kind of in various different places. Some of the forest here we could, clear out different spaces for forest gardens and forest orchards and all kinds of other things. But those are all plans for another day. It is December here in Michigan, and so it'll be a few months before I have to worry too much about gardening outside. We're going to be doing a lot of gardening inside over the next few weeks and months, and so look forward to those things. We're going to be getting those vertical grow towers set up. If you haven't seen those things, I'll show them to you. They are super cool. I always put a link in the description to those towers. They're actually USA made. They're made in Tennessee. They are a great company, and they just have great product. So I'll feature that in a future video when we get those set up and planted in here. So you guys will have to let me know what you think I should do in here. We'll take some suggestions. Should we do, I know zip grow towers are a thing. You can hang up vertical towers and do hydroponics and aquaponics type systems and grow vertically, like maybe up these walls behind me and other things. There's other gardening systems out there that we can build and create. We can do little aquaponics systems. We can do, garden boxes in here. We can do potted trees, potted plants, bushes, other things. What grows well indoors? If you guys, have some suggestions about what we should plant in here, what kinds of things we should grow, I would love to take those as well. What kinds of things grow well indoors year round? What have you had good experience with? And so I can take some experience from you guys and put that into use here as well. So love to hear from you guys and what you think. So the real reason we moved here is because we want to garden year round. And although we were able to do that at the other place, this was one of the huge selling factors of this house. We've got so much to set up here. Compost piles and compost systems and gardens and more animal shelters and chicken operations and some fun things like maybe some zip lines or tree houses, right, Summer? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look forward to all kinds of fun stuff coming up on the SSL Family Dad channel on our new adventure here in the new homestead, gardening in the atrium. This should be a lot of fun. There's still more of the house to show you guys, more with fireplaces, more with wood burning, more with the shop. I haven't really showed you guys too much, setting up our new workshop for creating and building all this stuff, and so tons of stuff to do. Can't wait to have you guys tag along for all the new adventures. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video and all of our videos. Share them with friends and family. We'd love to have you support us in that way. We always appreciate it. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.